Hello, I'm Greg Jarrett, and you are in the strategy room. $70 million. That's how much money has gone into ads attacking GOP frontrunner Donald Trump, according to a New York Times analysis. Now, Trump has been targeted by not only his opponents, but also Democratic rival Hillary Clinton and 3 Republican super PACs that are unaffiliated with any candidate. Some of the most effective of these ads use Trump's own words against him. Are these negative ads taking their toll on his campaign? Should Trump hit back in ads of his own? Joining me now with analysis, our Talk Media News Bureau Chief and Fox News contributor Ellen Ratner, and Republican strategist Brad Blakeman. So, Ellen, are these ads having an effect, do you think?
You know, I actually don't think they're having much of an effect as long as you have situations such as Colorado that allow Donald Trump, like he did yesterday in Albany, to say the election is rigged. That sets a lot of people at home. They relate to that, and therefore these ads don't stick, I don't think. But that's just my personal view.
What do you make of the impact, and does Trump, if he really wants to be viable going forward, he's got to start countering this stuff?
He certainly does. And look, it's going to have an effect. There's no doubt about it. It can't not have an effect. Donald Trump has relied on earned media and earned media alone, and that alone will not roll the day. It's the same as he's being cheap on staffing and flat-footed on knowing the rules and working the rules to his advantage regarding delegates. You know, he cries foul instead of getting the best and the brightest. Paul Manafort is great, but he's a little late to the game. Cruz has been working the rules to his advantage. So unless and until Trump starts using the accoutrements of campaigning to his benefit, this is going to have a devastating effect, I think, if he were the nominee, certainly in a general election.
Yeah, well, Brad, let me follow up with what you just said. I looked it up about an hour ago. Trump, according to the latest reporting period, has only spent $33 million on his campaign, which may seem at first blush to be a lot of money. It's nothing, especially compared. Ted Cruz has spent double that, and guess what? Both Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton has spent 4 times the amount that Trump has, which, Brad, kind of makes me wonder, you know, is Trump trying to do this on the cheap because maybe he really doesn't have the money to do this on his own?
Well, he's told us that he may change the rules of the game if he's the nominee and accept money in a general election. Clearly, he has not put up the kind of money that others have done that are necessary and proper in a general election cycle. Now, let me say this. We have a saying about rich people from New York. They have short arms and deep pockets. And I'm from New York, I can say that. And Donald Trump certainly has shown that to be the case. He mocks the amount of money he spent, and I think he'll rue the day when he's outbested by people who are doing exactly what needs to be done to win.
Well, Ellen, as you point out, I mean, these attack ads against Trump are using his own words against him, which brings to mind a recent comment by a Washington Post columnist who said, Trump's whole campaign has been a string of gaffes that would doom a traditional politician. Well, I wonder, Ellen, now, you know, is it finally beginning to doom him?
Well, I think where he lost to Cruz and is losing to Cruz is in his ground operation, and that I agree with Mr. Blakeman, in that, look, he didn't put the money behind a ground operation. He needed to do that. But in terms of earned media, I honestly don't think it is sticking, because most Americans who are voting for Donald Trump say, hey, he makes mistakes like I do. He's my kind of guy. And it is rigged. And that's where he is getting those people. And they're not going to move from Donald Trump.
You know, Brad, I got to come back to money again. His financial disclosure form shows that Trump only has $300 million in cash on hand. Everything else is pretty much tied up in, you know, hard-to-sell assets for, you know, some readily available liquid money. So, you know, and his reluctance to release his tax return with this sort of phony excuse that I'm being audited, which has nothing to do with releasing tax returns, as you know. I'm wondering if Trump has really inflated his wealth and just doesn't have the money to do this.
Look, it absolutely could be the case, and the way he could change that is by ponying up the kind of money that's necessary. Look, Hillary Clinton has already told us she's going to spend $2 billion. Is Trump willing to spend $2 billion if he's got it? Yeah. And by the way, if we have to raise it, we're late to the game. We have to raise it now. We can't wait till 90 days between the convention election day to raise that kind of money and to spend it. So, you know, we may have a candidate who's talked a great game and then at the end of the day doesn't have the money.
Well, maybe the title of my next column will be Donald Trump, the Financial Illusionist. We'll wait and see. Brad, good to see you. Ellen, thank you. For complete coverage of the 2016 race, go to foxnews.com. I'm Greg Jarrett. Thanks for watching.